You can be a deeply caring person, a deeply present person, and still be allowed to run out. Those two things are not in conflict. Hey, I'm Tamberly. Welcome back to Digital Wellness Journal. If you haven't seen part one, go watch that first. It sets up everything we're getting into today. We're going deeper into what it actually costs you to always be on and what permission to be off can look like. The first thing it steals is presence. And that one's sneaky because you think being available for everybody would mean you're the most present person in the room. But it's the opposite. When you're always managing, always scanning, always adjusting, you're never actually there. You're one step removed, watching yourself perform steadiness instead of just existing in the moment. I've had women tell me they can't remember their kid's birthday party from last year. Not because it wasn't special, because they were so busy running it that they never actually got to be in it. They were the manager of the moment instead of a part of it. That's what always being on does. It turns your life into something you're managing from the outside instead of living from the inside. The second thing it does, and this one's harder to say out loud, it can start to build resentment. Not because you don't love the people you're doing this for, you do, deeply. But there's a quiet exhaustion that builds when you give and give and give, and nobody ever asks if you have anything left to give from. Nobody checks your tank. That resentment isn't about the people you love. It's about never being given permission to run empty. So instead of resting, you push through, and it turns into something sharper. Snapping at your kid over something small. Feeling irritated at your partner for no real reason. And then there's the physical piece, because this isn't just emotional, girl. Being on all the time is a nervous system thing. Your body doesn't know the difference between managing a work crisis and managing 40 online conversations. To your nervous system, it's all just threat. All just stay alert, stay ready, don't let your guard down. So you carry it in your shoulders, in your jaw, in that tension headache that shows up every afternoon like clockwork. That's not random. That's your body telling you it's been in a low-grade state of alert for way too long. Here's what I really want you to hear though. There is a difference between something being wrong with you and something being wrong with your situation. You are not too sensitive. You are not bad at boundaries. You are a person who has been asked to be on in more rooms than any one person should have to hold. And your body is responding exactly the way it's supposed to. Exhaustion isn't a character flaw. It's information. There's one more thing I want to name, and it's the one that sneaks up on people the most. When you're on for everybody else long enough, you can lose track of your own preferences. Not in some dramatic way, just quietly. You stop having strong opinions about where to eat, what to watch, how to spend a free afternoon, because you've spent so long deferring to everybody else's needs. When's the last time somebody asked what you needed and you actually knew the answer right away? If that question made you pause a little too long, that's not a personal failing. That's just what happens when you've spent years being the answer for everybody else's question, and nobody's asked you yours in a while. And here's the thing about resentment I want to circle back to. It isn't the villain here, it's a messenger. It shows up to tell you something's out of balance. So today's not a 5-step plan. It's just permission. Permission to be off sometimes. Permission to not have the warm response ready. Permission to let your face just be your face for a minute instead of adjusting it for whoever walks into the room. You don't have to earn rest by running yourself completely empty first. You don't have to prove you deserve a break by collapsing before you take one. You can just put it down, even for a minute, even before you're falling apart. And I want you to remember something. The people who love you, the real ones, they don't need you to be on for them every second. They love the actual you, the tired you, the human you. And letting them see that version of you sometimes isn't a burden on them. It's a gift. It lets them show up for you too, for once. You are so much more than the version of you that's always on. You are more than your ability to hold everybody else steady. You are allowed to be a whole, messy, tired human person and still be worthy of love and rest and softness, exactly as you are right now. If you want a community of women on this exact same journey, lightening the load and slowly coming back to themselves, come join us in the Prompt Life. It's free, it's real, and it's full of women who get it without you having to explain yourself. Link is in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you're designing a life less loaded, subscribe and join the community. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. See you next